Are we ready to get started? It is 11 o'clock in Columbus, Ohio. It is 6 o'clock in Kfar Saba, Israel. And I really want to welcome everyone. My name is Joni Kalem. I am a volunteer helper with the theme of inclusion. This is February, and in America, February is JDAIM, which is Jewish Disability Awareness and Inclusion Month. I know in Israel that's in December, so different month. Before we get started, I just want to do a little bit of Zoom housekeeping. Make sure that everybody stays muted if you're not speaking. Please feel free, and we invite you to write any comments and questions into the chat, and we will have a chance to answer whatever questions have come up at the end. But I just want to make sure that our speakers can all be heard. We have a very busy program because we really want to share what our partner city of Kfar Saba is doing on the theme of inclusion, with the hope that we can do some partnering with some of these inclusive projects that they are already doing. And as I said, JDAIM stands for Jewish Disability Awareness and Inclusion Month. It was started 14 years ago by two Minneapolis Jewish educators who were also parents of sons with autism. And their sons were in religious schools in Minneapolis and not having an inclusive experience. And so these two Jewish educators put their heads together and started this project to raise awareness about how we can be inclusive and how important it is to be inclusive. And it is slowly spreading throughout the Jewish communities in North America so that more and more communities are on board every February with using this as a chance to focus. I'm also a member of the P2G committee, which is the Partnership Together committee that's put together through Jewish Columbus and the Jewish Agency in Israel. And our partner city is Kfar Saba. And this has all happened because of the outgoing director of the Kfar Saba side, who was Eliza Regev. And Eliza put me together with some parents in Kfar Saba who are also parents of special needs kids, so that we could get a conversation going between Jewish parents of disability here in Columbus with Jewish parents of disability in our partner city of Kfar Saba. And ironically, thanks to COVID and the discovery of Zoom, that conversation between the groups of moms in Kfar Saba and Columbus has continued on a monthly basis since we first launched it in February of 2020. And we the next month discovered Zoom and realized that we could be talking to each other even though we could not be meeting with each other physically. So I need to thank Amy Schottenstein, who is the current Columbus chair of P2G, of Partnership Together. And I want to thank Neve Yogev, who has joined from the Kfar Saba side as the director of P2G Kfar Saba, Columbus, from the Jewish Agency, from the Sochnut. And I'm going to thank my friend Michala Vera Samuel and Heather Porter from the Jewish Columbus staff, who helped us get all this marketing done. And I'm really hoping that you will enjoy this discovery and exploration today of the projects for inclusion that our Kfar Saba friends have initiated and are working on. And before we dive into all of that, I want to introduce Joel Markovich, who's the president and the CEO of Jewish Columbus. And following that, we will start our interviews with our Kfar Saba friends. So, Joel?
Well, good morning, everybody, and good afternoon, evening to folks who are around Israel and around the world. My name is Joel Markovich. I'm the president and CEO of Jewish Columbus. I'm delighted to see so many familiar faces on this call today at our very first ever online JDAIM event. We also have participants from our partner city Kfar Saba and friends joining us from other parts of the country. I'm extremely excited about this event because it brings to light some truly unique projects underway to encourage and enhance inclusion in our partner city Kfar Saba. Jewish Columbus has been supporting Jewish equity, diversity, and inclusion, or JEDI, and the initiative to bring more inclusion into the focus of our planning. To that end, we are also thrilled to announce that the new Disabilities Inclusion Director has been hired for Jewish Columbus, Hannah Foch, who you'll get a chance to meet later on at this event. And that was an amazing thing. I remember talking to Joni and a bunch of families in our community, and Helen was there as well. And we spoke about what the needs, and we need a coordinator. And I said, okay, let's figure this out. And a couple of years later, even during COVID, we have the funding for Hannah, and we are so excited to have you here, Hannah. Small fact, I actually do know Hannah from my previous life in Toledo. I know her mom was our JCRC director for a while, and I know her brother as well. Phenomenal family, really, really good. Very excited to have you here in Columbus, and we'll hear from that. So Jewish Columbus and JEDI is one of our 2021 strategic initiatives. Jewish Columbus really has taken on a tremendous amount of projects in the community. And as a board, we really narrowed it down to 9 things that Jewish Columbus are really like pioneering in. So we have informal and formal Jewish education, supporting the day schools, helping the vulnerable and needy. So we have a lot of money that goes to JFS, advocate and support for Israel and the Jewish community. We have our Life and Legacy program, which is to encourage endowment giving to your favorite Jewish institutions in town. Leadership development. We have a wonderful leadership development program that we do. Uniting, engaging our Jewish community with all the programs that we support. Security, as you are fully aware, for those folks who are in Columbus, how much Jewish Columbus has done for security. And, diversity, equity, inclusion. It's one of those strategies. And within that diversity, equity, inclusion is that the idea that everybody, no matter where they are, no matter who they are or what they have, has equal say in how we move forward as a community and has equal access. And that is what Jewish Columbus is about. And we've been making strides in this area. And I'm incredibly proud of the work that we're doing and the partnership that we have for our phenomenal partners in Kfar Saba, which is a community that I visited a couple of times. I can't wait to go back there because we have such great family here, not only in Jewish Columbus, but also in our partnership region as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful Shlicha, Michal, who's going to take it from here. So thank you for everyone for joining us, and we look forward to hopefully meeting together in person in a room soon, and then definitely in Israel all together.
Thank you, Joe. It's really, my name is Michal. I'm the senior Shlicha, Michal Avera Samuel. I'm the senior Shlicha emissary at Jewish Columbus. It's really good to see you all today. It's a wonderful, thank you, Johnny, to help us and to create this wonderful event together. The P2G project is one of the way that we can create real connection with Israel, people to people. Despite the challenging COVID period, we had a successful maintaining and ongoing connection with our special needs parents and other program also. The topic of the acceptance and inclusion of the special population is very important for me personally. I am so happy to see you all today and learn more about the inclusion can look like, and what wonderful project Kfar Saba has meant and we are so happy and hoping to learn and to do the more partnership directly together, and more projects in the future. Definitely it can be create and build the more bridge with our partnership. I think it's let's to start and let's to begin with our first speakers, who's Ofra Cohen, who is join us from the Kfar Saba Conservatory, and where their inclusion or orchestra was waiting for us to perform. Let's to start with Ofra. Ofra is musician and social entrepreneur, work with the field of inclusion for people with disability. 6 years ago, she began working with Kfar Saba Conservatory to open a new initiative of an inclusion youth orchestra under the director of Ofra Ayelin Habers. Ofra, can you please share us with your wisdom and your experience working with inclusion? And Ofra, are you on mute? Take it from here.
We are on mute?
No, you're good. Go ahead now.
I'm good? Okay. Good morning, Columbus, and good evening, Kfar Saba. Ofer Enabar is the director for all the orchestra. I have 2 children that they are here from the orchestra, Nadav and Adar, and I want that they speak about the inclusion here in Kfar Saba. Please, Adar.
I think everyone, no matter how fortunate you were when you were born, deserves to make and enjoy art. I think it's a rare opportunity that these talented kids get to make and enjoy art like everyone else. I think it's really special.
Thank you very much, Adar. You speak very well English, better for me. And Nadav, yes.
I really enjoyed this project. I find that I don't get to meet a lot of neurodivergent people, most of the time at least, and especially not really partake in active music making with them. I think that's really something special that we don't get to do a lot of the time, because music making is very social, and I feel like I really get to meet new people by doing this project.
Now I want that we saw how we make the inclusion with the orchestra and the group for the special needs. We saw here at Maya, Ella,
Ito,
Shoval,
Noam,
רועי and רועי, and we sing together ארצנו הקטנטונת, רמי קליינשטיין and יורם טהרלב.
ארצנו הקטנטונת, ארצנו היפה, מולדת בלי כותונת, מולדת יחפה.
קבליני אל שירייך, כלה יפהפייה,
פתחי לי שערייך, אבוא במודיה, בצל עצי החורש, הרחק מהרחמה, יחדיו נקה כשורש, אל לב האדמה.
אל מעיינות הזוהר, אל בארות התור,
מולדת ללא תואר וצוענייתו. עוד לא תמו כל פלאייך, עוד הזמר לא שט, עוד ליבי מכה אלייך ולוחש לו עד המעט שנותר. נביע בגבדנו את ריח הכפרים, בפעמון ליבנו יכו הדרים.
ישנה דממה רוגה וקרן אור יפה, ולאורה נישא ברגל יחפה. עוד לא תמו כל פלאייך, עוד הזמר לא שט, עוד ליבי מכה עם לייך ולוחש לו בלט. את לי את האחת, את לי את המובן, את לי את המעט, המעט שנותר. ארצנו הקטנטונת.
We are clapping for you from across the world.
Thank you, Michal, and thank you, Johnny, that we do it now together. Now we have a song from Igal Bashan. It's a composer from Israel and a singer. He's died, I think, before 1 year or 2 years. And only the group of Shavim was singing for the orchestra and for you in Columbus. Thank you.
כאן השמיים הם שלי, כאן אני מרגיש כמו שאני
רוצה לחיות, רוצה להיות בין התקוות שמשתנות. כאן השמיים הם שלי.
כאן סיפרתי את סיפור חיי, כאן אני נושמת אוהביי.
להתאכזב, להתעצב ולנצח כל כאב. כאן סיפרתי את סיפור חיי. רק השמיים מעליי יודעים קצת לפניי לאיזה בוקר חם, לאיזה בוקר קם נתעורר מחר. רק השמיים מעליי שומרים עלייך ועליי, ובגללם אני ומתחתם אני עדיין שם.
היו כאן חכמים וגם צודקים, היו תמימים וגם הרבה חולמים.
בין יריבים לאוהבים בסוף קוראים לנו אחים, ברחובות הלבבות האבודים.
רק השמיים מעליי יודעים קצת לפניי לאיזה בוקר חם, לאיזה בוקר קם להתעורר מחר. רק השמיים מעליי שומרים עלייך ועליי, ובגללם אני ומתחתם אני עדיין שם.
היו כאן הזריחות הכי שוקעות, היו כאן השקיעות הכי זורחות, בין הכנרת למדבר תמיד הייתי מחובר, ורק שהנוף לא ישתנה לי עד מחר. רק השמיים מעליי יודעים קצת לפניי לאיזה בוקר חם, לאיזה בוקר קר, להתעורר מחר. רק השמיים מעליי שומרים עלייך ועליי, ובגללם אני ומתחתם אני עדיין שם.
I'm so excited. We do it, and now until three weeks that we are not here, or months, 1 month I think that we are not here, and I'm so excited to hear them again. And thank you for the orchestra. Thank you for Ofer, Nir, Nave, Moshe, the parents that they are here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Noam. מחיאות כפיים לנועם. Thank you Sharon. Thank you Noah. Thank you Shoval. Thank you Ido. Thank you Ella. Thank you Maya. Thank you Roy. Thank you very much Columbus. I hope that you see a piece of what we are making here in Kfar Saba. Thank you very much, and I have an enjoy in this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're so proud of our partnership. Thank you. That was amazing.
Oh my goodness. Ofer and Ofra and every single one of you, thank you so much. I mean, you can't see all of us, but most of us are sitting here crying. I know I am. That was such beautiful music and such a beautiful example of incredible inclusion. I want to just send hugs across the ocean to all of you. That was incredible. So we're gonna move on in our program. We wish we could stay there and hear more, but we're gonna move on in our program. And is Ifat here? Ifat, if you're here, can you pipe?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. Okay,
Yes.
so this is my friend Ifat Bar'am, and she wasn't sure that she would be able to make it in person. You can see she is on her phone outside under the beautiful Kfar Saba sky. You would not be outside if you were here in Columbus because it is minus 10 Celsius today. Yeah, it's crazy cold. Another amazing thing about Zoom, we can visit warm places. So Ifat Bar'am is a mother of 4, and she is a member of an amazing thing that is happening in Kfar Saba. In 2017, the Kfar Saba municipality, with the support of, I don't know what it's called in English, the Department of Social Services of Israel, opened a building, a home, that is called the House for Special Families. It's a very different sort of inclusion. It is a place that includes the whole family. When I started doing my work as doing parent workshops, I used to say that in a family with special needs, the parents are the first support system, and the support system needs a lot of support. Our kids have activities and therapists, and it's not always perfect, but there are a lot of services in place to support our kids. But there are not a lot of services in place to support the support system. And the support system needs support. And that is exactly what the Bait Lemishpachot Miuchadot, the Home for Special Families in Kfar Saba, is doing. So, Ifat, do you want me to interview you live, or should we run the movie? What are you in the mood for?
No, I'd go for a live interview. I hope you see me well.
So, can you tell us when you first got involved with the Bait Lemishpachot Miuchadot, the House for Special Families?
Yeah, I got involved when I moved to Kfar Saba. Before I lived in Hod HaSharon, which is the city that is bordering Kfar Saba, and I wanted to participate in the activities, but I thought I couldn't. And when I moved to Kfar Saba, I started participating. And you're right, it's a great support for us, and it was really needed.
So what kind of things did you do as a mom of someone with autism? What are the things you did?
Well, we had support groups of psychodrama and intuitive painting. And there were one day things like meeting with bibliotherapist.
Yeah, not something we do here in this country.
Or belly dancing, just things for fun. Or Zumba, many things for fun, and a small trip, and we had lectures about special needs kids' sexuality, which is very, very important and very scary. It was a scary thing for me.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yes.
But it is very important to know and to hear. Things like that. Many, many things. And I always felt I have a home, a place where I can come and talk and share my problems. And it's great. It's a great place.
And I know that so Ifat has 2 older kids, and then her 3rd child has autism, and then she has a 4th child, and the youngest is also they also have activities for siblings.
Yeah. Thank you.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I remember the word. Yeah, my daughter is taking a course of dog training. She loves it. It's great.
Yeah. And I didn't get a chance to include them in today's event, but there is an amazing program that brings neurotypical students and students on the autism program together to do dog training together. They actually work at one of our partner schools, Rachel the Poet School in Kfar Saba. that is part of our educational bridge through the partnership program. And so there is a program there of dog training, and they also do this program at the Home for Special Families. And I know that, you know, most of the activities at the Home for Special Families are not necessarily inclusive, except you told me about holiday parties. What are...
And story tales. There are things that are for the special kids and their siblings, but most of all, it is for the families.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was joking that I did make a movie.
Can I show you where I am?
Yes.
I must show you that. It is my daughter. Well, I don't know if I can. I try, but my daughter is in. Just a minute. רגע, אני בזום עם ארצות הברית ואני רוצה לספר להם עליכם. I don't know if I can show the kids. I can show you mine. Well, okay. There are training together here in the park. There are volunteers, teens volunteers, and special needs kids. And my daughter is here as a sister.
Sibling.
Yeah, the sister. But they meet every Sunday afternoon, and they exercise here in the park, and it's a great, wonderful thing. It's not really part of the house for special families. It's a private יוזמה.
A private endeavor.
Okay, of a special mom that lives here, but it is great. It is also great, and I didn't want to take a picture to show you the other kids because I don't know if I'm allowed, but
right.
It is great. Yeah.
Israel is very good with privacy of children and social media, which is fantastic. Wow, well, that was a nice little surprise. That was an unscripted part of our event. Yeah. Thank you, Ifat.
Thank you very much.
We're going to move on. I'm going to turn the narration over to Michal, and she's going to introduce our next wonderful Israeli representative. Ifat, thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ifat. It's so well connected to see those kids outside with our next speakers. I'm so happy to introduce an organization that I found very inspiring. In a minute, Adiel Ben Naim will tell us a little bit about the youth movement called Knafayim Shel Krembo. Adiel Benjamin have spelling things with the Hebrew names. Adiel is a curriculum developed and counselor at the Knafayim Shel Krembo, the Krembo Wings Information Center. She will tell us a little bit about how the youth movement has spread throughout Israel. A special connection with Knafayim Shel Krembo. They are doing such an amazing work. So take it from here, Aviad.
Thank you. So as Michal introduced me, my name is Adiel Benjamin, and I'm here with Tamar Somer. So I work at the Social Educational Knowledge Center of Krembo Wings, and I'm former head of the training department of the youth movement. I would like Tamar to introduce herself as well. Tamar, are you with us?
Yeah, so hi. My name's Tamar, I'm 17. I'm in my senior year of high school, and I am a member of Knafaim Shel Karambo. I'm the middle and high school coordinator of my location, meaning basically I'm in charge of all the volunteers from 8th grade through like 12th grade in our location. So it's like about 110 people where I am.
Thank you, Tamar. So just a second before we start, a bit of the background of Krembo Wings. So Krembo Wings started way back then in 2002 by 3 people. One of them is more famous today, and her name is Adi Altshuler, but I want to focus on the less famous people in this picture, and that's Claudia, which is Kfir's mother. And Kfir, that you can see here in the center, was the first member of Krembo Wings. Kfir was disabled in both like upper body and lower body, couldn't speak verbally, but Kfir always showed his abilities and always wanted to be participating with whoever he is. He insisted of someone helping him stand while, like during Yom HaZikaron or the Holocaust Day, when everyone else is standing, even though he usually was in a wheelchair and whatever, he always wanted to be part like everyone else. And he was the inspiration to start Krembo Wings as a place for kids with disabilities and kids without disabilities come together and have a social life together, get to know each other and have fun. Just before I start, I want to do a small exercise with you. Do you agree with me that there's in our brain some kind of like, I can draw a line on one side, there's normal, on the other side, there's different than me. Each of you can stop for a second and just like think, where are you putting yourself on this line? Are you normal? Are you different? Where are you? And then I want to ask you, do you agree? I'm going to describe different habits or things and just think for yourself. Does it apply to you or not? So do you get bothered when someone clicks his pen or something like that, or like scratches the table while like you're in a class or something like that? Does it bother you? Are you the kind of person that has to eat their fruit when it's perfect and can't have any marks on it, because otherwise you won't eat that fruit or vegetable? Can't you like just continue concentrating when the door is opened and people are going in and out from the room? Do you always forget your keys or stuff like that in the other place, not where you need them to actually be? So are you the kind of person that cannot wear the same clothes twice a week, even if they already went through laundry? You're always, or the kind of person that can't wear some sort of different clothes because they itch, because they do this, they do that, and you can't stand it? So we believe in Krembo Wings that we all have special needs. Some of them maybe have a stamp that a doctor gave, but some of them are just the things that make us unique than others, that make us who we are. But we all have some kind of a special need. 15% of world's population, according to the World Health Organization, have some form of disability. That is a large amount of people surrounding us. Although in 2021, there was a research published that showed that people with disabilities experience way more isolation and feeling loneliness than other people. In Israel, those numbers are 21% of people with disabilities feel lonely, compared to 3% in the general population. That's a big gap. We believe in Krembo Wings that the solution starts as young as possible. In the youth movement, or in the past year, we also started doing some activities in kindergarten, talking about being inclusive, getting to know the people and the friends that are different than you, because we believe that education and getting to know each other is the key to solve this problem of isolation and feeling aside from all the rest of society. Our perception is that there's no difference between a person with disability or a person without disability. The only difference is the amount of support they need and what their environment that they live in makes them. Because let's say I'm a mother that goes with my daughter in a pram to the shopping center. If the shopping center isn't accessible, I'm not physically disabled, but I'm disabled from going into the shopping center by society, by the surrounding that I'm in. Our vision is together creating a meaningful place for everyone. And it might sound very big, but I always say when we talk to our members and like kids that come to Crembo Wings, it's in the small things. It's in saying hello to the guard in your school when you walk in. It's saying thank you to the janitor that you see walking around the halls of your school. It's those things that make people feel that they have meaning, feel that they have a purpose, and someone sees them wherever you are. So creating a meaningful place for everyone is also big, and that's what we want to be where. But we also want it to be an everyday thing that we do wherever we are. We have kids that come from all the Israeli society. We hope our branches and the places where we're active to be a reflection of the city that they're active in. So if a city has religious Jews and non-religious Jews, they'll be together in the same branch. If the city is like a city like Jaffa or Lod, they will have Arabs and Jews together in the same branch. We always want the branch to be a reflection of the city where the branch exists in, because differentness and learning how to accept someone else is not just if they have a different ability than you. It's also if they have a different belief, a different culture, or anything like that. Our branches are led by youth. Like Tamar introduced herself, she's part of the leading team of the branch. And you should know that in every branch, even if there are 200 members in the branch, there is only one adult that is like paid salary. All the rest are youth that are leading the branch. I would like Tamar to tell you maybe a bit about her come to Crembo Wings and what's Crembo Wings for her.
Oh, hi. Yeah, so I arrived at a Crembo Wings when I was in 8th grade, I think, in like the middle of 8th grade. And I'd been in a few youth movements and none of them really spoke to me specifically. And then my friend who was in Crembo talked to me about how there's all these kids who really want to join, but there aren't enough volunteers that are able to come and help them. And that kind of swayed me. So I showed up and I immediately loved it a lot more than any other youth movement that I was ever a part of, because it felt like a place that was celebrating the values that I value. It felt like the place that was reflecting the same things that I want to reflect in my everyday life. And my brother is also autistic, and like my whole life I've kind of had, like my older brother, and my whole life I've kind of had to deal with that. And suddenly I'm in this place where like everything is considered normal. Nothing is like that line that we were talking about earlier is not really drawn. Like everyone is just a person and you just help them because you like them. And it was this like bubble of like kindness and love in like a world that sometimes doesn't have those things. So I completely fell in love with it, and it became like my whole life. And I slowly became like a counselor, and then I was a inclusion coordinator, it's called, which meant that I was leading one of the inclusion groups, and I was in charge specifically on the aspect of inclusion. And then now I'm in charge of like all the volunteers for middle school and high school. And so like I slowly kind of worked my way up sort of, and like became more and more involved and more in love with like such an amazing youth movement. I think it's like such a beautiful place. And I think a lot of the times people don't really understand what, you know, neurotypical or quote unquote normal youth have to gain from joining Crumble Wings. Like, why wouldn't you want to go somewhere where all your friends are or where everyone's just like you? And that's the beauty of it. Crumble tends to attract the kindest youth and tends to, like, not to be biased, but tends to attract just the nicest people and the people with the best intentions. And people show up once kind of hesitant, the same way I was, and will immediately fall in love because it's such an accepting and like beautiful environment to be in. And you gain a lot more than you give, a lot more. You gain so much perspective. You gain so many friends, like just amazing people. And even with just, we were talking earlier about how like every branch is a reflection of the city it's in. I've gotten to know a lot more kids from the more religious side of my city. I've gotten to know a lot more kids like from different age groups and different schools. And it's just been like such an amazing experience. Like, it completely changed my life. I would not be the same person if I wasn't for Crumble. So yeah.
Thank you, Tamar. How is like system in Crumble works? We have two kinds of groups. We have the inclusive groups that are built on a buddy system, which every member with a disability has between 1 or 2 buddies that are paired with him according to their needs and their abilities. And some members with a disability, when they grow up and they become more independent and more responsible and whatever, they become buddies. So it's not necessarily that if you started as a member that have buddies to escort you throughout the activity, you would always stay in that place. It's always according to what you need, what you can contribute to the group where you are. And we also have age groups that are more, in a way, you can say they're more inclusive because it's like there's no one-on-one or something like that. But on the other hand, they do the mediating between each other. They help each other if anyone needs an explanation, anyone needs someone to push them in the wheelchair or whatever. That's how they do it. We have youth leadership, as we showed. We have professional training, both for buddies, counselors, all staff go through training throughout the year in different sessions according to different content that they need in order to be the best in what they do. Accessibility for everyone, from accessible transportation for kids with disabilities, so they won't have to be relied on the parents, and it won't need to be the parents schlepping them to the branch, waiting them around a half, but we want also to give the parents the time to be at home, be with the other kids that they have and whatever, and do that. So we have accessible transportation. We have a caregiver that comes, and our like neurotypical counselors are not the ones who take to the bathroom or feed or do stuff like that. If necessary, we have someone that is professional who does that. So the friendship stays as friendship, as not as caregiving, that like I'm there for doing things to you that I won't do to our regular friends of mine. And it's all about human encounter as much as possible, getting to know each other. We always focus on the abilities and not disabilities, and that's how we build our activities, build what we do every day. Is what can you do and not what you can't do. We believe that you can't change what you see. You can't change the fact that someone is on a wheelchair or someone has autism, but you can change how you see it. You can change your approach toward that disability, and through that make a more inclusive activity. We have a special year before Army program that are both kids like teens with disabilities and without disabilities that live together outside of their house. They do national service together. They go to high schools or elementary schools and they do their morning service there. And then afternoon, they help in the branches and do other stuff there that is also inclusive. We have a summer camp that is also meant for everyone. Our summer camp is also special for being both for families and their members, like all together. We have like 3-4 schedules going all together. Some are families with the kids, some are kids and like separate, parents separate, so everyone can gain through the summer activity. During COVID, we don't have it, but we used to go on delegations to Poland with members with disabilities. And I have been in one of those delegations, and one of the amazing things that one of the members that came with us on my delegation said when we came back, he acknowledged, like he said, if I was there, they would have killed me twice for being disabled and for being Jewish. And that was like a big closure of his understanding of what the Holocaust is, and the fact that the Holocaust wasn't only for Jews. And all that. We have hikes, as you can see. We also bring special equipment that help us hike all around, also with members that are physically disabled. And we are a special advisor to the UN. Next week, there is the Disability Summit about like disability all over the world. We participate in that as well. And that's it.
Oh my goodness, Adiel, thank you. And Tamar, thank you. Thank you so much. I have a lot to talk about with the next person that I'm going to introduce. Um, um, I want to introduce our new inclusion coordinator, Hannah Foch. I am so happy that Jewish Columbus and the JCC have put this together to hire this person because, of course, I want to see Knafaim Shel Krembo in Columbus. I want to see Knafaim Shel Krembo taking over America. It is, you know, I mean, Adiel and Tamar, as you were speaking, I was, of course, crying because this would have changed my son's life had there been something like this for him here in Columbus. And but we can't look back. We can look forward. So Hannah is our new inclusion coordinator. I'm gonna give her bio and then invite her to share a little bit about her vision. For the past 7 years, Hannah's been certified as a therapeutic recreation specialist, which I had never heard of until I got to sit in on her interview. And I'm like, oh, that's a thing. That's incredible. She's an experienced professional with a passion for serving those with intellectual disabilities and developmental disabilities. And this passion has guided her studies in graduate school, where she did research on inclusive camps and the impact that attendance has on the meaningful friendships and personal growth of young adults with Down syndrome. And I'm hoping that someone is doing that research in Israel with Knafaim Shel Krembo, because obviously you're going to get amazing results for everyone that's participated in that program. And Hannah grew up in Toledo. I was privy to a little secret that Joel, our CEO of Jewish Columbus, knows Hannah and her family. And so she worked for 2 years as a CTRS, and then she attended graduate school and received a Master of Science degree in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Management with a concentration in recreation therapy from Clemson University. And she's currently a candidate for a second master's degree in social work. So if you need a letter of recommendation, I'll be happy to write that for you, at OSU. And she is our new disabilities inclusion coordinator, director. And she's going to be working with the JCC and their camps, and she's going to be working with all of our Jewish institutions here in town to help with inclusion, with equity, with DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I'm going to stop talking, turn it over to Hannah for a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Joni. Hello, everybody. I feel so honored to be here. What an amazing program. I feel like all of you here, there were times where I had tears in my eyes, and just feeling really excited for the future of Jewish Columbus and the things we can do here. I'm so excited to be a part of this incredible partnership. And working with Kfar Saba and everyone there, I think there's so many amazing things we can do together. So I'm very excited about that. Like Joni mentioned, I am going to be working and overseeing our REA inclusion program for our summer camps this summer, and then also working with the Kesher aides at the religious schools in Columbus to make sure that our students with special needs are adequately supported and they're also succeeding in religious school. So I'm excited to do both of those things. And then of course, implementing programs, initiatives, and supports for our families in Columbus who have children with special needs. And, just overall helping strengthen our community. I think what's really exciting about this position is that we're in a really great place to reassess the needs of our families. So I'm very much looking forward to kind of going to each pocket of our community and meeting with our families and just talking to them about what they need. And that will really help guide me in implementing those programs and supports moving forward. So I'm just very excited to be here. I'm so passionate about it. And I can't wait to work with everyone in the community and be that support for them. And like Joni said, we're looking forward and I think we're looking into a bright future. So yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here.
This song is called Beyond Ve'ahavta, Beyond the Golden Rule. And when I first presented it to a group of parents in Jerusalem, one of the dads said to me, but Ve'ahavta says it all. We don't need anything beyond that. And I said, yeah, but we've got the Tanakh, which is, a really big scroll. It's a really big book. And then we have volumes and volumes and volumes of commentary, and we've got the Talmud, and we've got the Mishnah, and we've got so many books of analysis because we need more details. So this is all things that my son experienced during his life in Jewish institutions here. And the first chorus is Ve'ahavta l'ra'echa kamocha. Okay, love thy neighbor as thyself. The second chorus is Ve'ahavta la'acher kamocha. Love the one that you think is different. And the third chorus is Ve'ahavta l'zar kamocha. So love the one that you think is strange. So for you English speakers, that's what's happening. So I don't sound like a robot. Please don't make me your project or your mitzvah for the day. Don't make me your mascot, lucky charm to win your game. Don't push me away, then smile and pretend. All I really want is a friend. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Kamocha. Kamocha, kamocha, kamocha. Please don't use me as credit in that service learning class. If someone did that to you, you'd realize it's just plain crass. I know sometimes I'm awkward, can't relax in my own skin. All I really want is to be let in. ואהבת לאחר כמוך, ואהבת לאחר כמוך, ואהבת לאחר כמוך, 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 כמוך. Please don't look at me with pity in your eyes. Don't think that I don't see when you've got a scornful smile. I know sometimes I'm awkward, can't relax in my own skin. All I really want is to be let in. Jesus said, hurt not others with that which pains you. Muhammad said, do to others what you wish they'd do to you. Buddha said, hurt not others with that which pains you. Every culture teaches this very same rule. ואהבת לזר כמוך, ואהבת לזר כמוך, ואהבת לזר כמוך, 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 כמוך. So that's the commentary for Ve'ahavta, for that golden rule. So I'm putting you guys on gallery view so I can see everyone. So this is our goodbye and our thank you. Thank you, Michal, for pushing us to do this as part of the partnership. And thank you to Joel and Jewish Columbus. So, and thank you, Neve, for everything you pulled together on the other end of things. And Rachel just put into the chat that if there's things you would like to be involved in with inclusion, please get in touch with Hannah. Hannah, do you want to put your email into?
Rachel included it in that.
Okay, great.
So thank you, Rachel. And yes, please reach out to me if you'd like to be more directly involved. I would love to speak with you. And thank you, Joni. Thank you so much for a beautiful program and a beautiful song.
And Neve, send our huge thanks to the orchestra and to Ofra and Ofer. Just incredible.
Definitely, they did such an amazing work and a lot of effort to bring everybody together, and they will deserve all the credit and amazing. And Rachel Cole, you are as usual saving life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I can't imagine how this would have run if I had to be doing all of that. So Rachel, thank you so much. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening over there in Israel. And bye.
Have a great day. Great week.
Everyone.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Seema could not be with us in person on February 6th, but I wanted to bring her voice into our conversation. Seema Shabbat has become one of my favorite friends. We met through the Shutafut, through the partnership, through Aliza Regev. I spoke to Aliza and I said, I want to do something to get moms in Kfar Saba and moms in Columbus together. And Aliza said, I'm bringing you to the Home for Special Families, Habayit LeMishpachot. And there waiting for me was Seema and a few other wonderful people. And Seema and I continued the conversation. And Seema is the mother of a now 18-year-old. Safi is 18? 19-year-old, who participates in Haknafaim Shel Krembo, Krembo's Wings. She's also an amazing teacher. I have gotten to visit with her in her classroom. She teaches a special ed class at which school?
Remez.
Remez, right. In
Clue.
Two, okay.
No, I said clue. The meaning
of
David
Remez.
Yeah.
Okay. So at one of the schools in Kfar Saba that is has also been in the past part of our educational bridge, Seema has just put out an amazing book about her life with Asaf. Where is your book, Seema? Hold it up. It's called Inta Omri in Hebrew, in Arabic, and it translates into English as my breath. You are my breath. To the point of our conversation now, Seema's son Asaf has been part of Haknafaim Shel Krembo, of this movement that Adiel was just telling us about. So I want to turn it over to Seema to have her tell us a little bit about how they got to Haknafaim Shel Krembo, how Asafi participates, what she thinks of it as a mom, and whenever she gets stuck on her English, I'm going to translate.
So, hi everybody, and thank you for our relationship. It's really good for me and nice for me. Asafi, when he was 9 years old, we have a meeting with one of the people that Hakim
that started.
Yeah, the wing of Krembo. And he told me that Asafi must come. It's a very nice meeting with the normal kids. And I was so, I don't know the word even in Hebrew. I keep him so close to me and I said, no, he won't come. I'm sorry, but my son will be all the time with me and stuff like that. When he was about 15, my husband, not really my husband, my
partner,
my best man, he went to see the place, and he told me, Seema, you must come. You must see what's happened there. And it took me another 2 years, and then I went there. And it's wonderful. Maya Safi that can't meet kids in his age or even younger, but kids that Maya Safi is still don't talk yet, but he like normal kids. He need conversation. He need somebody to be happy with him because he is happy all the time. And there they have a song that start the meeting and songs that finish the meeting, and they have פעילויות,
activities.
Yes, activities to each of the kids. I mean, the kids are with the shonim, different ability. And my son, he is not walking yet, he's not talking yet. He is a lot of yet, but he's happy guy, and he need the happiness. And Wing of Krembo, thanks God and thanks to them, give it to his life.
Wow. Okay, so we need to translate that back into Hebrew and turn it into an advertisement that Wings of Krembo will use. That was beautiful.
I think that the problem is not the פרסום,
advertising.
The problem is that they don't have enough room and enough people to took more kids like Asafi. That's the problem now. But still, they are growing every year, and it's just great.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, Seema, for our February JDAIM honoring of disability awareness, maybe you and I will do an interview for the Columbus community just about your work too. But that we'll leave everybody for the future.
It will be an honor for me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to stop the recording.